Everyone can see my slide?
Can see your slide.
Okay. Assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone. We are from Group 3C and we will be presenting for case study 3, question number 3. Describe the etiology, clinical features, prevention and management of sick building syndrome. Our group members consist of me, Muhammad Azri Shafiq, Farid Hakim and Khairi Anwar. Okay, for introduction, sick building syndrome is a condition that occurs when a number of buildings occupant have a constellation of non-specific symptoms without a specific identifiable cause. The specific cause of the symptom are often not known, but sometimes are attributed to the effects of a combination of substance or individual susceptibility to low concentration of contaminants. The symptoms are associated with periods of occupancy and often disappear after the worker leaves the work site. A little bit of history. Back in 1970s, following the observation of Ben Sazak, the attention of medical profession was drawn to the development of allergic respiratory disorder in employees working in air conditioning office. In 1976, an outbreak of Legionnaires' disease in Philadelphia due to contaminated cooling towers. Several epidemics have been reported worldwide due to this. And then the term sick building syndrome was coined by World Health Organization in 1986. And the term sick building is therefore an expression used especially in the context of workplace health. Okay, for the etiology of sick building syndrome, the first one would be chemical contaminants from outside source. Pollutants from motor vehicles exhaust enter through plumbing vents, building exhaust, air intake in vents, windows and other openings. Combustion product also contributes for the outside source, such as carbon monoxide from nearby garage. For indoor source, toxins from paint, adhesive, carpet, upholstery, coffee machine, pesticide, cleaning agent, etc. They all emit volatile organic compound, VOC, including formaldehyde. Smoking also contributes high level of VOCs and other toxic compounds and respirable particulate matter. Combustion product also contribute for indoor source, such as carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, as well as respirable particles, which come from unvented kerosene and gas space heater, wood stove, fireplace, and gas stoves. The second would be from biological contaminant, where pollen, bacteria, virus, fungus, moss, etc. They may breed in stagnant water that has accumulated in ducts, humidifiers, and drain pans, or where water has collected on ceiling tiles, carpet, or insulation. Inadequate ventilation, such as heating, ventilating, and aircon pipe, the HVAC system, they do not effectively distribute air to people in the building. Some space such as gymnasium, laboratories, or smoking lounge, they require high ventilation rate or airflow rate. Electromagnetic radiation also contributes because gadgets like microwave, television, and computer, they all emit electromagnetic radiation, which ionize the air. Extensive wiring without proper grounding also create high magnetic fields, which have been linked to cancer. For the next slide, I would like to pass to my member, Khairi Anwar.
Hi, morning all. So you can hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I will continue
Yes, I
for
can hear
NETS
you.
etiology. Okay, for NETS is a psychological factor. Most of these factors contribute from the excessive work stress and dissatisfaction, and then a poor interpersonal relationship among the building occupant, and poor communications. And then also related to the poor and inappropriate lighting, which absence of sunlight, poor ergonomic and humidity. This is mostly related to the glare from the computer screens, unsuitable posture while working, and lack of airflow in our working space. And next slide is next. Okay, this is just for your view on the illustration of the source of the pollutant that come from the building. Mostly SPS, it can related to the inadequate ventilation, chemical come out from the cleaning agent or storage in appropriate cabinet that do not have a good ventilation inside the building. Next. Okay. The related legal requirement in Malaysia related to SBS, known as Industrial Code of Practice on Indoor Air Quality 2010, enforced by Department of Occupational Safety and Health, the Department of Occupational Safety and Health, Malaysia. The purpose of this ICOP is to provide guidance on the improving the indoor air quality and to set minimum standard for selected parameter that will avoid discomfort and or adverse health effect among employee and other occupant of indoor or enclosed environment served by mechanical ventilating and air conditioning system, including air cooled split unit. And then this ICOP is also as a guidance for employee, since it's a part of employee general duties as prescribed under OSHA 1994 to provide safe workplace to their employee or other person that this employee occupant. Okay. Next. For the process flow, once identify SBS among employee. So the process will start when we receive the complaints from the employee that feel uncomfortable while working in the building. And then we go to investigation of indoor air quality problem. We create the investigation process, and then we try to find out the root cause of the discomfort. Let's say our team not able to solve or identify the root cause of the problem, we need to engage the air quality assessor to do the assessment for the IAQ, indoor air quality, and then assessor will come out with the report, and then in the report we'll state the control measure that we need to improve. After we improve, and then we need to conduct the we need to provide the information, instruction, and training to other employee to ensure that this SBS can be solved. So for the next slide, I will pass to my members to continue.
Yeah, hi. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Can.
Okay, we continue difference between safe building syndromes and building related illness. The first one is unknown cause of symptoms for safe building syndromes. For building related illness, the cause of symptom is known. The second one is for safe building syndrome is most symptoms vanish shortly after occupants leaving the building. For the building related illness, complaints can continue after having left the buildings. The third one is for sick building syndrome is complaint of acute discomforts. For example, is headaches, eyes, nose or throat irritation, dry cough, dry or itchy skin, dizziness and nauseous. For building related illness is complaint on specific symptoms such as cough, chest tightness, fever, chills and muscle aches. Next. This one is a clinical feature of building syndromes. The symptoms of building syndrome can be clinically defined and have a clearly identifiable cause. For example, headaches and dizziness, dry cough, aches and pains, fatigue, difficulty, concentrating, shortness of breath or chest tightness, eyes and throat irritations, irritated block or running nose, skin irritation like skin rash, dry itch skins and sensitivity to odors. It can be resolved soon after leaving the buildings. Then it can found in a number of individuals in the buildings. Next. This one is a certain individual proved to be more risk to SBS than others. First one is smokers. The second one is young people, and the third one is females, and the last one is those prone to allergies. Okay, this one is a pattern of symptoms can often be detected in a building that is suffering from SBS. The first one is symptoms appear shortly after an individual enter the buildings. Then the symptoms dissipate once the individual leaving the buildings. The symptoms also return upon re-entering the buildings. Symptoms will affect multiple individuals throughout their buildings. And the last one, you may be suffering from the sick building syndrome SBS. Okay, this one is for prevention and control. For the prevention is pollutant source removal or modifications. We can increase the ventilation risk and air distributions. A routine maintenance of HVAC systems, for example, aircon, air cleanings, education and communications. The last one is legislation, for example, banning of smoking in the workplace or provide a proper place for smoking area. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. A very interesting presentation. Any question from the floor? Any question? What is the difference between sick building syndrome and building related illnesses? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, bro. Yes, bro.
Yes, bro.
Yes, can you please? I don't know whether you can hear me or not. So please, when I ask you a question, please try and respond. Thank you. All right, I ask you a question. Any question? Any answer? What is the difference between sick building syndrome and building related illnesses? What's the definition of sick building syndrome again? Can you please? Yeah, can someone read it out, please? Hello?
Okay, sick building syndrome condition occurs.
When I ask a question, can the group who is responsible just read it out and answer the question if you don't know an answer the question? All right? Thank you. Okay, sick building syndrome is the condition that occurs when a number of building occupants have a constellation of non-specific symptoms without specific identifiable cause. Correct?
Yeah.
Bro.
All right. So you did mention when you go to the next slide. Next slide, some more. Next slide. All right. Biological contaminants. You did mention about what's the Legionella? Slide on Legionella. Let's take the slide before this. Sorry.
This.
This one, 1976. All right. So Legionella disease in Philadelphia is not considered a sick building syndrome. It's called a building related illnesses because if you look at the definition of sick building syndrome, go back to one slide. It's basically on constellation of non-specific symptom without specific identifiable cause. So Legionella is a bacteria that's identifiable, correct?
Yes.
It's a Legionella bacteria, so it cannot be considered a sick building syndrome. So sick building syndrome occur in when there is unidentifiable causes, usually due to VOC. Most of the time, sick building syndrome is due to volatile organic compound. All right, and also of course, you identify some of the chemical, some of the radiation that can cause because of ionization of the air. So it's called sick building syndrome. Most of it is due to chemical. So chemical can be from the original source of the building. So where does chemical come from in the building?
Cleaning agent.
Okay, they can come from the cleaning agent.
Okay. Some more?
Cleaning agent, and then some in the production line have using like IPA for cleaning purpose.
Where is it? Production
And
line
so
is not
in
called.
the
No. In a factory is not called sick building syndrome. Sick building syndrome when the symptom occurs in a factory is not called sick building syndrome because the factory means that there's identifiable sources. That means it's a hazard from the production, so it cannot be considered as sick building syndrome. All right.
Yep.
Okay, bro.
Sick building syndrome is usually in a commercial building, not in a factory or in an office where you get sick buildings because of exposure to volatile organic compound like from paint, adhesive, carpet, upholstery, copying machine, pesticide, cleaning agent, all those things. Smoking also is one of the contributor of sick building syndrome. All right. So all those things, all those indoor sources are where basically you get more of sick building syndrome. Sick building syndrome is usually from indoor sources, not from outdoor source. Basically, most of the time. Okay. So basically, you get it from new building, correct? Where do you find VOC actually? Why does carpet have VOC? Why does carpet emit VOC? Hello, I'm waiting.
Not sure, doctor.
Not sure. Then you're reading.
Maybe the carpet release a volatile organic compound, Prof.
Yes, the carpet release volatile organic compound. I say why?
From the chemical using for cleaning the carpet.
No. I say why carpet? Why new building? There's more VOC. When you go to the new building, a building that's newly renovated, a building that's newly painted, a room that's newly renovated, a room that's newly painted, a room that have new furniture, why is there more VOC compared to old building?
The VOC come from the paint and the furniture. Some furniture can release the VOC.
Why can it release VOC? Where does the VOC come from?
Paint. From the paints.
From the newly painted room?
Why is that VOC?
If carpet, I think it's from wear and tear because
You all did not listen to my toxicology class. Did you listen to my toxicology class or not?
I think it's because of the solvents, doctor.
Yes, because of the glue. All right. There is glue used in all this furniture. There's glue used in all the glue. There's solvent used for the paint. All right. So all this paint to keep the paint liquid, it needs to have solvent. Correct or not? Hello.
yes.
Yes, correct, bro.
For the glue to
Yes,
be
doctor.
liquid, it need to have solvent.
Yes,
Correct or
bro.
not? Okay. So when the glue when you have basically the glue is drying, that's where the solvent is released. Correct. So that's why in new
Yes, bro.
buildings, newly painted, renovated areas, there's a lot of solvent inside there because the solvent is being released. That's why you have to make sure that you remove all the solvent before you go into the new building. That's where you reduce your VOC, reduce your sick building syndrome. So what you do, you got to air the place properly for 1 to 2 weeks to air out all the solvent so the solvent can dry, the paint can dry, everything can dry properly. When it dry properly, only there's no solvent. All right. If you don't air the place, the solvent will stay within that, and the solvent won't evaporate. Correct or not?
Yes, Prof.
Yes, Prof.
Because it's physics, sir. Is it physics? Which law is this? Where there is what we call where the chemical maintains a form of balance between liquid and between the different form because of the saturation, correct? So when the chemical is saturated within the area, there won't be more evaporation. All right.
Yes.
So the chemical within that. So the problem is thick building syndrome occur in new buildings, occur in badly ventilated buildings, occur in buildings where there is mold. All right. So, but mold, when there's mold, you shouldn't call it thick building syndrome anymore because once you identify the mold, all right. So usually when people mention thick building syndrome, is more concerned about volatile organic compound. Okay.
Okay, bro.
Is that okay?
Okay, Prof.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any